So this is my design for a solar cooker, a solar barbecue. There's a couple of things about it that are probably a little bit different than what you might have seen. First is the reflector, the reflective sheet, which is shown in yellow, is a section of the parabolic dish. It's not the full dish. You don't need to have the full dish, and the reason for using a section is to get the heat from below. The focus is, the axis of the parabola is pointed directly at the sun, and setting it up first, you would set it up to point at the sun at its zenith, and this motor here is designed to go at turn at 15 degrees an hour, and this keeps the sheet focused exactly on the same spot, the little hot plate in the center. So it's the nature of the parabola that the motor will not go in at right angles to the sheet. So it will need a little bit of work to attach it successfully, and I showed the shaft going up a little just to show that it goes through the center of the focus, and also because it might be useful to attach guide wire or tie wires to it to hold the reflective parabolic shape in place. You're going to have to make the parabolic shape with mechanical mathematician. You're going to need one about 3 feet high and 5 or 6 feet long to make it, and that is put at the focus pointed at the sun. I would suggest if you make one of these, you make the sheet and set up the motor first, and then you build your table to sit right above the focus. What I have in mind is to have the focus just underneath the hot plate, and it's called an accumulating solar barbecue because underneath the hot plate you're going to have either a big block of iron, aluminium, limestone, or a big bowl of salt, and all of these things are pretty good holders of heat, so that you've got to have this motor. Like lots of people think you can just have your parabolic just sitting there and just adjust it you know, every 10 or 15 minutes, but that's pretty tedious, and you got to think that the sun is shining all day and you want to collect as much of that heat as possible. So it's really necessary to have the motor and to have the big block of the accumulator of heat, so that when you come to have your barbecue in the evening, typically I guess, you're going to actually have something to cook with. You'll have that heat stored in, and you should have it, you know, some way insulated too, so that you will have your heat ready to use at the end of the day. The focus of the parabola in my case at I can't remember where I am now. I think I'm about 50 degrees north. The focus of my parabola is about 2.5 feet from the end of the axis of the parabola, and in your case, if you're further south than me, your focus will start heading down towards 3 feet, or possibly even a little more, depending on how you make your parabola. This would be set up for having your cooking surface about 3 feet high, and that seems to be pretty much the norm with barbecues. Anyway, I'll leave it at that for the moment. Look into the mathematician for making the parabolic dish or section of the dish like what I have. Thank you. Bye.